Right, let's just get some fresh grease in there. Oh, hi guys, thanks for clicking on the video. My name is Colm of Freewheel Builds. This is part 2 of the cheap bike build off series. In part 1 we checked out this bike, a Dawes Switchback, and we left it where I was trying out these high-rise handlebars, and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with the rest of my budget. So grab yourself a brew and we're going to check out the parts that I bought and also the parts that I had lying around, and let's see what we can cobble together for a budget of 150 US dollars, which in the UK that's 121 pounds. That one extra pound is very generous of me. It's actually like 120.4 pence, something silly like that. But yeah, let's check out the parts. So this is a basket I picked up in like one of the dollar stores or pound shops in the UK. And it turns out the dimensions are very much like the Walt 137 basket. These are classic RE handlebar grips I picked up. Nothing special, these are just some cheap brake blocks. These are pedals from the Specialized I flipped last summer, and there really isn't anything special about them. Again, these are cranks from the same bike being flipped, and the only thing I liked was that it was silver and not black. So these are the handlebars from the same Specialized, and they're pretty cool. They're steel, they have that support piece, and are Bontrager branded. This is a stem bag, which is meant to be for water bottles, but I use them for snacks. This was the cheapest stem I could find, that was 22.2, but also had a faceplate. And it's steel, not aluminium. And because I was replacing the stem, I had to get a cable stop. These tires were on sale and I was so happy about it. They roll really well and have a bit of puncture protection. I'm counting the spray paint as free because it's cheap stuff from the department store and I didn't actually buy it for this build. This is a really clapped out rack I got off a bike I flipped a few years ago. It's completely worn out, and because it's trash I'm counting it as free. So if you've been keeping a tab of the cost, that all amounts to this number. But I don't have that much. So what I've done is I've gone and selected the parts that I think will have the most bang for the buck. So obviously tires, without a doubt, they are going on. And then the next thing I'm going to put on the handlebar. Now to put on the handlebar, I have to give myself £5, and that means I have to reuse the existing cabling. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to service the headset and see if I can keep the existing cables. So let's get this bike ready to service, and as per the usual, we're going to take the wheels off. Let's shift into the top gear. Okay, that side's loose. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. There we go. It's loosened up there. It was just twisting the axle there for a second. Right, let's just get that thing out of the way. There we go. Oh, oops. If you're watching this video, you work on your own bikes, and just while I'm here, get yourself multicolored Allen keys or hex wrenches. If you can get a set of these, they actually make the difference. When I first bought them, I just used them on my nice bike, on my nice clean bike, and I thought they were the schnizzle, and then I realized the more, they actually have more benefit from using them on older bikes because they're more prone to having rounded out bolts, while the newer bikes it's less prone, which is a bit funny when you think about it. You save your good tools for your crap bikes. By the way, the reason I haven't included these in the build list is because these are from AliExpress Special. They're a rip-off of the Airgons. so I can't use them. Quality is rubbish on these. Comfort wise, I couldn't tell you. I haven't used them that much yet. But also the quality, this piece of rubber at the end isn't actually a proper bar and stop, so there's that. Really rubbish quality. So when they announced the challenge that you couldn't use AliExpress or Chinesium, I was actually quite happy, because I went through a period of buying everything from AliExpress, and I have to say I was quite disappointed with what I was getting. The tools are they're usable, and that's all I can say about them. They're actually rubbish quality, and in some cases they cause more trouble than it's worth. And it would mean I'd have to go then and buy the actual quality product, and in the meantime I might actually damage a bike part. So this bar, you can see in the last video, you can see here that these bars slipped while I was riding it, and I guarantee I'm torqued these to about 20 or 30 Newton meters, like probably like 2-3 times the torque spec. So that's the other reason I don't like these handlebar, the handlebar stem combination. I'm just too heavy a guy, and this is a playful bike. Geometry wise, actually I didn't say that in the last video, but the bike and the geometry and everything about it just feels more playful. These swept handlebars didn't actually add to it, it just kind of took away from it. So I do think a more aggressive forward handlebar to put more weight on the front tire will have a big benefit to this. And that is my way of talking about it. Other people say things differently. Other people might think it doesn't really matter, but for me, the way the bike felt, having more weight on the front tire, I think will have a big difference. So yeah, let's get these off. That's the 6. Ooh, that was grimy. People are beeping outside. Oh, okay, let's come loose. Nice and greased. Ooh, that's nice and greased actually. Let me show you that. If you can see that, that is nice and greased. And that is absolutely beautiful. Okay, I'm just gonna leave that there for a second with the brake lever. I might figure out how to get that back in a second. Ow. Ow, that hurt a lot. Okay, this guy's loose. Okay, so that's really weird. I don't know what's happening here. I don't deal with these headsets that often, but I do know people complain about them a lot, and I can see why. Can I just... Cool, right. That's why I wanted to get off that spacer, so I can go in the parts bin. Now we find out if it fits or not. And yeah, it fits. Crumbs. What I do want to do is just get to these bearings. So let's take this guy off. See what the grease is like. So that is dry. So let's just get our grease in. That guy should hold. Yep. Right, let's just get some fresh grease in there. Oh, that was a lot of grease coming out. Okay, there we go. There we go. Let's get the grease in there. Now let's get the fork. Ugh. Okay, that's feeling a little bit better. Let's get a shop towel. Well, half a shop towel there. Let's just clean everything. All the excess. Put that inside. See all the excess. Because that will just gather dust. Okay. Grease. Let's just grease everything. I'm pretty sure this is just stamped steel. Yeah, it's just some stamped steel galvanized. So this thing is gonna rust. So I just put loads of grease around it, especially in these edges where there's gonna be trapped water. Hopefully the grease can just help keep the water air out of those areas. Right. There's the stop piece. Nice. I was having issues with my wrench fitting underneath the cable stop, so I didn't properly lock the headset, but that's what I mean in the next bit. I'll probably just take it to a proper bike shop. Let's do bad mechanics, and I'll bring it to Baby London and see what he says. Bad mechanics it is. Alright, where's my stem? Okay, let's go back to the wide angle for a bit and see how we get on with this. But yeah, this is a new grease I'm using. Actually, it's by Preeti's products, based up in Sheffield. I quite like their products actually. I've tried a few of them. My biggest the thing that I like most about them is that the products smell really nice. If you've ever used grease, like mechanics grease, it smells horrendous. It's not enjoyable to use at all. So yeah, it's kind of nice when you get something and it's like, oh, that smells divine actually. Right, let's just get that and spread it on the stem a bit. In the last video I tried talking a lot more when I was doing the shots. I was like, oh yeah, that seems to be kind of popular and it makes the shots a bit more interesting, say. But I find it hard to talk. I'm actually quite a shy person, so the talking bit is not doesn't come natural to me. Also, what I'm doing here is actually very finicky, and so I'm actually trying to concentrate at the same time. So to do the talky bit and do the mechanic bit sometimes is a bit annoying for me. I'd rather just do the mechanic bit and then the talking bit after. Do the voiceover version and stuff. But yeah, how that's looking. I think that's looking pretty sweet. So let's get this thing off. Cat eye. So that thing there is a light mount, but looks a bit weird to be honest. Anyway, that can come off. Does it come off? Yeah, it comes off. Right, cool. That can go straight in the bin. Oh, it went all over the floor. Right, and then for all the people with OCD out there, let's just give this a bit of just a wipe. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now, while we're at it, let's get the grease here. There we go. Alright, so this top faceplate, is it a 5 or a 6? Faceplate's 6. Right, okay. Between the legs, let's put the handle between the legs. Let's see if we can find any innuendos in that. Comment below. Oh, that's handy. That just reverts back. This bolt is going to go somewhere I'm going to forget. Let's get the spacers or adapters. This doesn't have to be... Oh, that was a mistake. I think that bolt is in. Can you guys tell me if that bolt is in? Right. Yeah, bolt's in. Right, let's get all this stuff semi-tight. So those bars are looking banging. Yeah, they're actually pretty good. Headset feels awful. Probably should have done more with that. This is the left one, and this is the right one. Right, let's see how that looks. Oh yeah, that looks good. Okay, I just had to do that, but anyway, let's put the brakes back on and see. This is the right hand shifter. That goes on nicely, okay. How does that spacing look? In terms of... that is barely enough. I'm happy with that. Now let's get the shifter for the brake right hand shifter. So, which goes on this side. But let's get this guy on. Yep, that goes on. Then this guy goes on like that. He goes in like there. He goes in like that. Let's get the cloth out of the way. He goes in here. Yep, that works out. And this guy goes in here. And this shifter, that brake cable works. Cool, cool, cool. Right, let's get some tension there. See if it actually works. Yeah, that kind of works. Yep, that works. Feels awful, but oh no, it actually feels alright. Now let's get the front brake on. We have to snip that cable. I'll snip it as minimal as possible because I want to keep it. Let's see if that works. Bingo. Alright, here's a 10mm. I'm going to try and take this off. This stuff usually looks awful on camera. Right, that's that loose. That's that loose. Let's keep that for later. Oh no. This brake lever goes here. So this guy, it actually goes over here and into here. That's it going up. There's no satisfying click in these shifters, which is makes them kind of, don't really like them. But anyway, yeah, it's a bare minimum amount. Let's get my right hand one on, and then for the sake of it, let's put on the left hand one. There we go. Let's get the air gun up and running. Now is so while I'm messing about at the front end, I'm going to change the brake pads. That's the 6mm needed. For this clip, I thought I would try the Insta trick of just time-lapsing everything. I was talking absolute gibberish for most of this, but where I do talk something that makes sense, I kind of take it out of time-lapse. If you can see that there's actually a lot of life left in those brake pads, but I just find they just feel a bit hard, a bit plasticky, so there's no harm in changing them out for some nice softer ones. Loosen this as well. This brake feels a bit sticky. That one feels fine. So what we'll do, we'll just take this thing off here. These bolts here, I wouldn't be surprised this hardware if it was actually stainless, but I'm just amazed at how little rust there is on this bike. I just did not want to be dealing with rust and anything seized on this build. Oh yeah, there's some, this could do with some grease. So let's take this thing off. The spring is, yeah, all the grease there has just been gunked up. So yeah, let's take the spring out. It goes in simply, and we'll dry that up and get some grease in there. So it's the next day. I only managed to service the front brakes, and so I'm under a bit of time pressure this week, and I want to get the bike ready for Saturday morning to submit for Cheap Bike Challenge, which may be the day yesterday by the time this video uploads. So I'm just going to time lapse me doing a few things, and this was mainly just changing the tires and a few other things. So someone commented in my last video about using talcum powder as a lubricant for the tires to sit instead of like a liquid soap or something. So I'm going to try that in the next video. So with the tires on, I just had to take a few videos and take it for a short test ride, but I do think the tires absolutely made this build, and it's looking pretty sweet. So the 2.35 tires are probably too big for this frame. They are rubbing the chainstays on the seat stays. In the next video I try and sort this out. So thanks again for clicking on the video, and I'm going to end the video here, and then in the next part will be the final build and what I submitted for the competition if you haven't seen it already. But yeah, thanks again for watching.